Welcome to another edition of Friday at 420. I'm your host, Mike Neighbors, and in the room with me, another trio of fantastic stand-up comics, and we are going to have a little bit of fun with them. But first, we must introduce the panel as usual. Joining us in the studio, Mr. Patrick Coppolino. How are you, Patrick?
Hello, good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Everything good?
Yeah.
You're a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm good.
A little nervous?
No.
Not at all. You're just always that low-key and zen. Just right. Speaking of nervous, we're all nervous to introduce this guy, Manolo Santanos.
I'm nervous to be me, so I'm glad to be here.
A little frightened to be you. More frightened than nervous. And joining us, our special guest comic this week, Mr. Scott Faulconbridge. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing great, and I just want to say I'm excited that Manolis is here. There's always something exciting going on in the room if Manolis is within 50 meters.
I hear what you're saying, and I think...
He's like the Kramer of Canadian comedy. Did you know that?
I said the other day, remember what you said to me the last time I saw you?
What was that?
What are you going to do with something about my future?
Yeah, I said, what are you going to do with your life? I can't remember what you did just before that, but it's kind of become my stock phrase when talking to Manolis.
Scott, it is great to have you joining us already. It's already great to have you joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a stand-up comedian for the past 25 years. I started in Montreal. I've done many Just for Laughs, toured all across this country and in the U.S. and U.K.
Awesome.
And I have a family and settled in Burlington, Ontario.
In lovely Burlington.
Yes.
Why Burlington? Was there a reason?
Yes, it was cheaper than Toronto.
Best reason going.
It's the honest answer is the best answer.
And let's let you know a little secret. If things aren't going as well in the future, Hamilton's even cheaper than Burlington.
That's what I've heard.
And hence why Patrick and Manolis live in Hamilton.
Right.
Things may not be going as well for them.
I'm going to be in Brantford soon.
Oh, you're going to go to Brantford? We're just going to keep moving away.
I saw on Facebook you have a pool.
That's right.
I was like thinking I could live in that pool.
You're going to live in it.
I'm debating whether I want my wife to meet Manolis. It's actually an ongoing dinner conversation because she's heard these stories. It's strange things only Manolis can say.
She's never met him after all these years?
She's never met him. Her favorite is his question. He actually said this once, is Terry Fox Drive named after Terry Fox?
Best questions ever.
Best questions ever.
I just like Manolis in the pool. That's kind of a Shape of Water thing. He could be hanging out in your pool, and maybe your wife would like to meet
I don't
him.
want to even think where that's going to go because I saw the movie.
Okay. Very creepy.
Yeah.
All right.
Very creepy.
We have got to get to our game. Here's how the game works. Each of our comics will spin the wheel of random topics. I have 12 random topics in official Bell Media envelopes. And then you will get the topic. You will get to start speaking on that topic. You can say anything you like about it. You can tell a story about it. You can make comments about it, what you hate about it. And then once you have started talking, the other comics can steal your airtime and join in the conversation whenever they would like. So, Scott, since you're our guest, you get to spin the wheel first, my friend. So give that thing a spin.
All right. I love this thing.
Oh, isn't it?
4.
Number 4. Scott picks number. Well, you didn't pick it. You
I
lucked
spun
out.
it. I worked for it.
You worked for number 4. All right, Scott. Here is your random topic. Mm-hmm. The worst color. What is the worst color? You done any painting in that lovely house of yours in Burlington?
I'll tell you, yes, I have, and I'm glad you brought that up.
I bet you are.
Because I can tell you the worst color is whatever color my wife has mixed with the color we picked out for the wall.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Every single room of the house, in my house, has 4 different colors on the walls. Because she'll start off with one. She's very creative.
Right.
And which has a lot of its bonuses to go with
Sure.
that. But when it comes to painting the house, what she'll do is she'll start with like one can of paint, and then she'll go, I want to see something a little different, and she'll start to mix that can with another can, but she'll forget that she started with one color.
You already put that one up,
right?
Yeah.
So to be like green and then a slightly different green, and then she's like, I think it could go bolder, and so she'll mix in another can, but before you know it, the house is like a kaleidoscope.
It's like 50 Shades of Scott's house.
Yeah, we don't let her touch the exterior.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to be able to sell the house one day.
That would freak the neighbors out. Is there one color in particular that you find distasteful?
I'm gonna go with the greens. Just
The greens?
Yeah, just because.
Not a green guy.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a green guy. I'm more like blue, red. I don't know what it is about green. Maybe
Is the environmentalist really get under your collar?
I'm actually cool with nature, but I want it outside my house. I don't want it inside my house.
Okay, yeah. That's
You know,
where
like
nature
I don't want
belongs.
green things in my house. I feel that way about food and the walls.
Do you have a lot of plants?
We have some plants.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little green inside the house.
It's a little green. It's a touch of green.
Are you Manolis?
What?
You like green or you?
I actually like green a lot, man.
Really?
I'm outside
I'm
a
surprising. I don't know what's green that Manolis would love so much.
This is why he's never at my house.
lot. I've been to your house once.
You were at my house once?
Yeah, Scott doesn't know you were at his house, though.
Oh, wow.
This is getting very interesting.
This
now.
is exciting.
Yeah. Do you have a color you don't like, Manolis?
I have a problem. I don't know if I talked about this, but I have a problem with purple and pink because when I was in kindergarten, we had to name all the balloons. This was a clown on a billboard. You had to name all the colors in the balloons, and if you did, you got your name on one of the balloons. So every week I'd try, and I'd always call pink purple, or I'd call purple pink, and I would never got my. I was the only kid that didn't get my name on the balloons. So I have a problem with purple and pink.
See, I love this. This is great. This is called getting to know Manolis.
We've gotten to know too much about Manolis already.
It's obviously scarring that I know this. Like that's happened in kindergarten. I remember it vividly.
With the purple and pink, are you colorblind?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm nose blind. So
Okay, so you just didn't know the words.
I have that. What's that thing when you flip things around?
You're dyslexic.
Dyslexic with colors.
With everything, man. I remember that thing I did where it's like for cable 14, and
Yeah.
I kept calling the.
Oh yeah,
the
like cow, a horse. But that's not dyslexia. That's
Yeah.
you're just
I don't know what
not
that
very
is.
Isn't that
smart.
just called like stoned?
Sometimes.
But they're all howling because they're like, "Oh, he's so funny.
Yeah.
He keeps calling the cow
a horse?
and
Yeah,
I'm like,
they're like, she's pregnant. He's like, this horse is pregnant.
But I'm like,
He was serious.
I was serious. Like I kept like, "Oh yeah, it's a cow."
I'm going to have you back on for a medical show that we're doing, Manolis, where we're studying humans who don't quite get it.
I would be. They would. Oh, the scientists would have a. Field
They would
day.
have a field day.
Yeah.
Patrick Coppolino, a color that you distrust.
Well, yeah. Honestly, as soon as you said the topic, a particular shade of red came to mind because I had a concerning bowel movement today.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And-
That's not good. You don't want
No.
to see red when that happens.
No, but I'm like a hypochondriac who doesn't go to the doctor because I'm lazy. So I
The
looked it
lazy
up. I felt
hypochondriac.
better.
Did you have beets in the last 24 hours?
I didn't have beets, but last night I ate a lot of. I had nachos. I had chili, roasted red peppers, and the red chips, which are dyed,
Right.
and tomatoes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
So there was a lot of red stuff going on.
I solved the case. It's. I'm probably fine. It's alarming though.
Patrick may or may not be on next week's episode.
Yeah, he might not make it. I have seen him seek medical advice on Facebook.
Yeah, I do.
By the way, I've actually seen that, and I think every time I've just written, "Why are you doing this? Go see a doctor. This is not what social media is for."
You're not supposed to do that. That really is the lazy hypochondriac. I know I have a problem. I don't want to leave the
Right,
house.
yeah.
Facebook, I know. There's got to be a doctor on Facebook, doesn't there?
Yeah. it's kind of-
Sure. You're hoping?
I hope.
Or Scott can offer you advice. What to do.
Or just talk about it on the radio. Hopefully,
Yeah.
someone will tell you on the street what's going on.
Well, the worst color topic was a wonderful one, particularly as it led to Patrick's bowel movement. So,
Yeah.
what do you say we spin the wheel again? Patrick, you're up to bat. Give it a whirl.
This might be your last spin.
This might be
12.
number 12. Oh, all the way to the end of the pack. Here we go. From the official Bell Media envelope. Dishwasher. Dishwasher. You know what? And I'll be honest with you. I select the top. I'm the one who creates the
Yeah.
topics. I created this for a very specific reason. But you're stuck with it now. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
Did you ever work as a dishwasher?
no.
Okay.
Well, I've worked in kitchens. But I've had to wash a few dishes, yeah. But
Yeah.
I have a funny story. I used to work at an Aldi breakfast restaurant right here in Hamilton, and Manolis actually got a job as a dishwasher. Cash, they promoted him at one point to toast, but that was far too difficult for him. He couldn't keep up with the toast, so they sent him back on dishes. He's washing dishes. He's like, man, this is crazy. I don't know how people do this all day. And it was funny because we slowly realized that we learned that the other people who worked in that kitchen had a learning disability, and the owners did that because I guess there's a government grant they get to help pay them and stuff. And we were discussing this, and then we were slowly realizing, oh, we also work here. Which made more sense for him.
Was the government giving them money for you to work there?
Yeah. But he... it was also a sad moment, I think, for Manolis, because we were there while he was washing dishes. He got a text saying, "Oh, your comedy special's on TV right now."
I have like my comedy specials on TV. So Scott airs all over Canada at the same time
For years and years.
for years and years.
Yeah.
While I'm washing dishes,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Was that the Comedy Now?
Yeah, the comedy now. I did.
Is that still available?
It airs every 6 months, doesn't it?
You know what? As far as I know, it's in perpetual rerun.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
They just keep coming and coming, and
Yeah.
usually on the Comedy Network, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad it still airs. It's something.
You know, it's from a long, long time ago for me. So
Yeah.
Backgrounds are all the same though.
It hasn't changed. The show hasn't changed, but I don't mind seeing it air because it's stuff I don't do anymore. Right?
Yeah.
So it's great.
It must be weird as the farther you get away from it. Looking back at yourself, looking back, how you've changed and diversified as a comedian and stuff, and then to go back and look at that, that's kind of cool.
There's a relief about how much you've grown, and at the same time, sometimes you're like cringe, right?
Okay, sure,
sometimes,
yeah.
geez, I used to do that.
I thought that was funny. I remember when I thought that was funny. Manolis he's living in the exact same time frame.
I do
Doesn't
all the
change.
Same jokes.
Yeah.
The same material.
No, I do like it when people are like, I saw your comedy now. You don't do any of those jokes, and I'm like, oh, that's nice to know. Like that's a good compliment when you hear that from people.
That is nice to
Right, but I'm
hear.
pretty sure your fan base is stoned, so I'm not. I'm not sure you should rely on that.
You don't do any of those funny jokes anymore.
That's right. Remember when you used to do funny stuff? Did you ever work?
Dude.
Did you ever work aside from the toast job that Patrick spoke of? Did you ever work as a dishwasher, Manolis?
I did. I worked as a dishwasher as a teenager. It was my first job. I was a dishwasher. I remember that, but I don't have anything I can remember from that. But when I did work with Patrick, that I was the toast thing. What happened was
The malfunctioning toaster.
I was on top of it, right? I was like, they'd say I need like there'd be white toast, and then there'd be what's the other toast? What's the other kind?
Brown toast.
Brown,
Right.
They want
Yeah.
brown.
The whole week.
Yeah, you
whole
can get
wheat,
rye.
or whatever. So I'd be doing this, and then the girls would come to pick up the toast because they're taking so long. They'd grab the next one behind because it would be warm. They didn't grab the first one.
Right.
So they threw off my whole system, man.
No, but
So now I'm stuck with like cold toast.
It was also
Oh,
it was
no.
also a math issue because one order of toast was 2 pieces. So they'd be like 1 white, 1 brown, and then or 2 white, and he would do 1 piece of white, and he screwed up for himself.
Yeah, well,
They didn't offer enough
you're-
training.
You're like, what is it, 1 or 2, dude? If you need 2, say 2.
Yeah, but see, you're explaining this to me now.
Way too late for that
Yeah.
gig.
What is going to happen with you, Manolis? I don't. This is why I say this.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah.
What is going to happen to Manolis? Scott, you heard me ask Patrick if he ever worked as a dishwasher. I asked Manolis if he ever worked as a dishwasher. I'm going to ask you, since you live in Burlington, do you have a dishwasher?
I have a dishwasher.
I know my audience.
Sure, but I believe it or not, it took years to afford that dishwasher.
Yeah.
It didn't happen overnight.
No, you worked hard for it.
I worked hard for it, and I actually, when I was a long time ago, an ancient time and place, I was a dishwasher trying to make my way across Lake Alberta, BC
Okay.
area.
Yeah.
I'm trying to basically make enough money to bike across the country. when I was
Interesting journey.
Yeah, I did that for something called Expo '86, which I'm pretty sure dates me.
A little bit.
And yeah, so I worked as a dishwasher. I got promoted to waiter, but then they asked for a Caesar, and I thought they meant like the salad, and I got demoted back to dishwasher.
You brought that.
So that was my Manolis phase. Yeah.
Back to dishwasher you go, mister.
Yeah.
Can I ask? Can you put clothes in a dishwasher?
God, why?
Yeah, that's a perfect Manolis question.
That is.
Yeah.
But can you?
I think you'd probably damage something. I'm just.
Well, like, I'm just saying, like maybe your washing machine's broken, and then you need something clean, and you still have a dishwasher.
You know what? I mean,
Right.
technically, there's no reason why you couldn't. Some things, but it couldn't get caught in the wheel. There's a wheel that spins around, so it
Right.
couldn't be something that you wouldn't want to hang a shirt and then it would get caught in the wheel. I can't believe I'm in Spain.
Yeah,
So
it's much more effective to have the clothes spun. That's why they have a dishwasher. If you have the water spinning, it actually just makes the clothes more wet.
I think so. I
So you
think.
can't put dishes in a washing
I-
machine. Then
Well,
you
you'd spend
could.
twice as much drying the clothes because they'd be soaking wet,
put your dishes in the dryer.
and also your clothes would smell like dishwasher pods.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dishwasher pod. But that can't be that different than a detergent pod.
I think there must be something a little different.
Okay, yeah. And I'm
little-
guessing the rinse aid in the dishwasher would probably cause some problems for your clothes as well. So,
Right.
long story short, don't put your clothes in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Manolis.
But I don't think you're ever going to have to worry about that. Because I just don't feel that a dishwasher or
Is in my future.
is in your future. In any appliance over $400. Let's be honest.
I think Scott's onto something here.
Yeah, it's not going to fit in your car.
This is Friday at 4:20 on Funny 820. It's great to have you along. I'm Mike Neighbors, our panel of stand-up comics playing our little game here. We've got Patrick Coppolino, Manolis Zantanos, and our special guest, Scott Faulconbridge. And he is here in particular to keep Manolis in line. And you're doing an excellent job, Scott.
Thank you.
Excellent job. It is Manolis' turn to spin our magic wheel. So get over there, Manolis, and you move.
right.
Oh, you're moving the wheel. We were trying to allude that the wheel was big and ornery, but it's actually a little tiny tabletop wheel. It's pretty pathetic. There we go.
Here we go. Wait, didn't we already get 12?
Yes, we did. Spin again, unless you want to. Unless you want to
we
do
get one?
dishwasher again.
One is good.
Did we get one?
Nope. One is it.
Okay.
One is up for grabs, Manolis. Good for you. Oh,
Uh-oh.
a
What?
stand-up comedy question.
What is it?
This should play into his wheelhouse, right?
It should.
I love how Scott has zero faith.
And we're going to go around the room on this because I think people would find this really interesting. You guys are all stand-up comics and all have been doing it for some time. So our topic now is worst moment on stage.
Worst moment on stage.
Manolis Zantanos. When I say, just think the first one that comes to your head. Worst moment that you had on stage.
I got on. There was a festival in Edinburgh. It was a tent for comedy. There was like about 3,000 people, and I ate it. Like I went up. It was like there was concerts going on all around. So there's music coming into the tent.
Really distracting,
Really
right?
distracting.
Yeah.
And the other comics were doing well, but they had to work for it. And I went up there and it started off good, and then within like 3 or 4 minutes, I felt the bottom come down, and then I cruised at zero for like at least 7-8 minutes.
So what do you do at I mean, are you
just
keep
try.
fighting to
I
get them
fought.
back?
Sometimes you fight and you win. And that time I fought and I lost, and it was like in front of like 3,000 people. And I remember I was on the train going back to London, and I was with Jared Christmas, that's his actual name, and he actually said this to me on the train. He goes, "Hey man, are you gonna be okay?"
Sympathy from another comic. That's got to be bad.
Yeah.
So you were in, I'm going to say Edinburgh, Scotland.
Oh yeah, wait, where was I? I was at no.
You said Edinburgh. Is it Edinburgh, Scotland?
No, wait. I was in. No, wait.
Where they do the festival.
I did-
Burlington.
I was at some sort of like.
The Sound of Music in
I was-
Burlington.
Listen, details are losing. I'm losing them.
Okay.
But I know I was in England.
You were in England.
I was in England.
Edinburgh, England is what you want to go with.
That's okay. I don't even know where I was now.
Was it a big
It
festival?
was a festival, but it was a music festival, and but there was a comedy tent. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to clarify that because I wanted to get to the point that if you were in England, there was obviously a language barrier.
Yeah. Well, there's double language barrier for me. The fact that I'm not talking like them, and I'm also me. So I'm double language barrier.
Double language.
Manola's just a language barrier when he leaves Hamilton.
Yeah. What language do the English speak?
They speak.
Well, it is pretty Scottish up in it's pretty Scottish in Edinburgh. So it's not just English;
Scottish.
it's another layer.
Lots of stuff going on, buddy. I'm with you. Are you going to be all right? All right.
That's
Patrick Coppolino, share with us your worst moment on stage.
My worst moment that comes to mind is when I just got signed to Yuck Yucks. It was my first show with them. It was a weekend in Niagara Falls at the old club in the casino. And first show ever. I only had like a good 20, 25 minutes, so I was middling, but that was like all I had, right? And it was pretty blue,
Right.
You know, and so it was all I had. I get there, I'm kind of nervous, my first show with Yuck Yucks, and then I peek out into the audience, and there's probably about 100 people there, and I'd say about 90 of them were 65 years old or older.
Oh.
And I was wondering what was going on. I asked the manager, like, is it always like this? And they said, oh, no, it's just weird. Like, this is the first time this has happened. They said 2 bus loads of Christian Seniors Church Group from New Jersey just came in. And they were the only ones there. So I went up with all this, dark blue material that I had. And just bombed for 20 solid minutes. It was so quiet. I walked 2 entire tables, got up during my set and left. My mother was there. She left during the show. She was so embarrassed.
Your mom left.
Yeah. After this,
And in your mind, you just got signed.
Yeah.
Like things are happening. This is going to be right.
Yeah.
I mean, now you got
I thought
some
that was
fire
it.
in your belly.
Yeah.
You're like, this is going to be great.
I thought
And
I was
then-
going to go back to head office.
you need to put that on a poster. Patrick Coppolino. He walked his mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic. Mr. Falconbridge, there probably hasn't been really a worst moment on stage for you.
You know, there's actually so many to choose from.
How much time do we have left?
Yeah, how much time do we have? My favorite one to talk about is I did a 2-man show with Bill Burr in a hallway of a U.S. college, and it was just him and me doing an hour each. And they put the stage where 3 hallways came together, and we were like on the top of the stairwell beside like a Coke machine, and we were supposed to do 60 minutes, and then I was supposed to hand it over to Bill, and he was supposed to do 60 minutes, and I'm bombing. The only good thing is no one's really paying attention. I'm literally on the top of a stairwell in a college campus. People are walking by. The only one laughing is Bill Burr.
And he's laughing at the situation.
He's laughing. Yeah. It's horrible. But because I'm stubborn, I do 50 of the 60 minutes,
I'm gonna go.
thinking that's close enough. Maybe
I can get to the end.
And then Bill goes up and he does like 15, 20, and he goes after about 20. He goes, you know what? You like Scott better than you like me.
Oh no!
Let's bring Scott back up. totally throws me back up.
Throws you under the bus.
And of course it was a lie. He just hated it more than I did.
You just look like a protester at that point.
Oh,
pretty much.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I have only done stand-up comedy a handful of times, but I just will quickly share this. And really, the reason that I stopped even doing it was because of my experience at a Hooters, and they didn't have a stage at the Hooters, so I had to stand on a tabletop, and so I was introduced, and I had got up, and I was only like doing 5 minutes or whatever, but I got up. on this tabletop, and there's like 5 people in the place. They're all watching TV. I mean,
Right.
and it's going nowhere fast, and I'm getting nervous, and there's nothing happening, and so then I start forgetting the jokes that I had playing in my head, and it was just turning awful, and I finally relied on an OJ joke. The OJ trial was on, and so I did this joke about OJ, and they booed me, and I thought, oh my God, they're on OJ's side. I'm so bad. They're cheering on an obvious killer rather than me. And so I said, listen, I'm not going to put myself through that anymore, man.
Right.
So it's tough, right? I mean, it's like it's the worst part, but it's also the part that gives you edge when you're out there. That it's the thing that keeps you from bombing is.
But you know what? It's a great question because the truth is, it's kind of what makes comics bond. Is those stories?
Yeah.
You know,
because you don't want to hang out with the comic who only tells stories about all the awesome nights I killed.
right? No,
I did a show with Scott. Not that I don't know how long ago that was, but were we both doing 45? I don't even, or was I just doing 30? That bar gig.
I think you were supposed to do. I think you were supposed to doing 30, and you did 45. I think that's what happened.
But you were definitely headlining, and you never know. Sometimes they go great, and sometimes, but I just. Once again, I just did horrible. They weren't having it, but the only saving grace of the show was that because he went on and you flipped it and he killed. So like you leave. As much as I hate tanking, you don't want like if everybody tanks, it's even worse.
Right. A horrible night for everybody.
He saved the night, and the crowd was like had a good time, and I was okay. It's not as bad. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do. I remember thinking, thank God I'm here. But the truth is that when I remember started to bomb as well on that, but then I started laughing at myself bombing. And there's just something about laughing at yourself that makes an audience love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's very interesting. If you had your choice, and because obviously it's great when everybody's having a great night and everybody does well, but better to follow someone who bombed or killed.
I think it's probably better to follow someone that bombed.
Right, because then you get, to flip it or to try to carry what was just a killer set.
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah. I think you
Does
still,
it?
I think either one could work, actually.
9 times out of 10, I'd say kill. I mean,
because it's just the room then is carrying energy, and you just keep riding that wave.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally, there's a guy who's doing something, or a comic that's doing something in front of you that your energy is not going to follow.
Right.
Like sometimes that happens.
Right.
But I'd say, other than that, and the truth is that I've over the years, like it's rare. It happens, but it happens.
Yeah. And when you follow a prop comic. Yeah. All right.
Those guys.
Are there any prop comics left? Some guys still.
I saw Scott.
You're like, am I?
Do you remember?
Well, I'm feeling guilty because I remember like a diaper joke I once did. It's on like Comedy Network, but there was a joke I did with a diaper on my head, and I pulled out a diaper.
That's not really, you know what I mean?
I've occasionally used a prop.
Okay,
I like watching Terry Clement use. He has a few props,
right? But then, like Carrot Top is like a certifiable, prop comic, right? And
yes.
I think there's Ray Romano used to do this thing, and he probably doesn't do it anymore, but he used to do something about his impression of some kind of nuclear explosion, and he just had this elastic band, and he would move his eyebrow, and the whole thing would grab his hair and form like right. And I remember he used to, but he wasn't a prop comic.
No.
So a lot of guys will like pull something out occasionally just to have fun. Yeah.
Manolis will pull something out of his backpack once in a while, and
you don't want to go through my backpack.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I became a fan of Scott's from watching him one time at Mississauga. This first time you stuck in my head where it's like, I don't know what happened, but the audience was kind of heckling you.
Right.
And you dealt with one. It just turned into like where the audience, it turned into just you dealing with hecklers for like 20 minutes straight. And it was turned into like my turn. Like they wanted to be like,
right.
You were like, do you remember that?
I do, because it doesn't happen a lot. Like
it was in Mississauga. It was like over 20 minutes, and I was like, it was the funniest thing I ever seen in my life. It was like you were like a machine though, like because like after he dealt with someone else would say something, and he just slowly turned his body to that
like
person,
a turret, and
like, okay, your turn, bang, 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 bang.
Right.
Do you remember that night?
I do. I was probably angry, but because I remember it because I don't do a lot of it. Like if you see me enough to know,
to the audience that long.
I don't normally talk a lot to the audience. I like doing my
got
act.
your bits and doing your stuff.
Yeah, but I've done a lot of improv, and I will do it. Especially when they won't let you do your act.
They get in the way.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah. All right. This whole thing has descended into a great discussion about stand-up comedy, and so it should. But we got to get back to our random wheel of topics.
Sure.
Okay.
We've been through worst moment on stage. Scott, our special guest comic, Scott Faulconbridge, your turn to spin the wheel, sir.
All right.
11.
11. All right. He's in the high numbers.
Like you had a choice.
Controlled over my mind.
All right. Scott Faulconbridge, your topic is vomit. We already covered feces earlier on the show, courtesy of Patrick Coppolino. Your topic is vomit. A story about vomit, something you dislike about vomit, whatever you'd like to do, sir.
Damn it, you found my Achilles heel. Vomit.
Damn, no!
Well, I'm a parent, so
Oh, yes.
so I've lived
Dealt with.
Yes. Parents, at one point you just kind of like almost bathe in it. You're like, it's just a part of your life. I don't have any comedy bits on it because, quite frankly, after you've lived through the first 3 years of your child's life, you never want to talk about vomit again.
No.
Right? So, but I definitely remember like at one point holding my son, and we're talking like projectile. Just
It's amazing what can come out of a kid.
it's amazing. It's almost like twice their body weight comes out.
Right. It is an incredible thing to watch a child do that, and you're right. And if you are a person who like some people will gag when they see vomit or whatever, and you so quickly get over that as a parent, it's amazing. And then you're like smearing it with your hand; it doesn't even matter anymore.
Right?
It's like phenomenal how I got past any kind of
no. You
reaction.
get over every single like worry you have about bodily fluids when you have a kid. You're eating things that they spit on. You're taking your hand and rubbing their face or cleaning whatever needs to be cleaned, and then you're eating dinner.
Right?
It doesn't matter.
No.
It's just life becomes this organic flow.
It's truly cleansing.
Yeah.
When I said vomit, Patrick Coppolino, did you immediately think a personal vomit story or a story about your child?
Well, actually, no. My daughter wasn't very. She didn't puke that often.
She didn't?
Yeah, I got lucky with that.
She kept it all down, unlike her dad.
But I. Well, that's the thing. Even with me, I had a 13-year no vomit streak from when I was 5 years old. I remember vividly throwing up from applesauce.
Oh, wow.
And then I didn't throw up again until I was 18 because I went to college and started drinking. So I'm confident that if I didn't start drinking, I probably would still keep that streak going.
I
never get like.
I love a guy that keeps track of a 13-year
He's got
vomit.
a calendar.
Yeah.
Xing every day.
From 5 to 18, I didn't throw up once from being sick or anything.
I kept up a streak because I was a terrible drinker vomiter. And my friends got to the point where it was just like, oh, it must be 10 o'clock. Neighbors is vomiting. So I was just horrible at holding my liquor. And then I crossed a line somewhere. And I got into a really nice long streak of realizing I need to get in bed. If I can get horizontal before, I'll be fine. Yeah. And so then I had it was like a streak that I was paying attention to. It was like 3, 4 years, 5 years. And then I discovered martinis. But anyway, back to you, Manolis.
But I digress.
Yes.
My story doesn't involve children, but
any of the number of children that you
probably
may or
a
may
good
not know.
thing, Manolis.
right? It was the 90s. I remember this one time I was under some sort of I did something that night, but I greened out, and my buddy was driving.
Is that what they call it, greening out? I didn't know that.
It was one of the. I think it might have been the first time in my life that I actually greened out, because like what I remember is like if you just moved your arm like an inch, you'd go like this, you go, like movement was too much, right? Yeah. So I'm in the car, and my buddy's driving, and the window's open. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I realize I'm going to puke. I'm going to puke. And my buddy goes, don't puke in the car, puke out the window. And I can't move though. I literally couldn't move. So I finally came time to puke. And I was in such pain that I just grabbed my T-shirt, I put it over my nose, and I puked all
Into your shirt?
into my shirt.
Man.
Because you're a gentleman.
That is taking one for the
Yeah,
team.
he couldn't-
Wow.
He couldn't believe it. He was so impressed that I did that. Because and it wasn't like a little puke. I puked twice. It was like when they see on Saturday Night Live, they have those things in their hands, and everyone it shows like
Right.
It was like that kind of puke. It was
That
like,
is terrible.
I was like, like that, and then like round 2, bam! Like I got out of the car, took the shirt off, wiped myself down, threw the shirt away, threw the evidence away, and then put my jacket on, and that was it. I had a jacket and no shirt. But he was so blown away.
I got to tell you, I would have put money that you had the best vomit story of the three of us. I would have put money down on it.
That is impressive.
That is a good story.
I would say, and impressive that you you even thought of doing that. I wouldn't have never thought of puking down my own
All
shirt.
I thought it was I knew it was gonna be. I didn't want to clean the car. That's what I thought.
I love how that sense of practicality kicked in while you were vomiting into your own shirt.
Right. Well, like if I figure like I could just
Was your shirt tucked in?
Yes. The car spotless. Nothing. Not a drop in the car.
Oh,
I had a jacket on too and stuff like that. But
good for you, man.
I don't know if I can tell these other ones.
Good for you. Yeah, oh, we're out of time.
Okay.
Oh, we'll have to save them for a future
Tune in next
episode.
week.
Tune in next
We're
week
canceled
when
now.
all 12 topics will be vomit. Manolis, go. I'm sure you have more stories, and we would love to share them, as does Patrick, and we will get to that because every week has a Friday at 4:20. Scott Faulconbridge, thank you so much for joining us and doing this.
Thanks for having me.
You know what? We'd love to have you back again. It was a lot of fun, and you tell some great stories, and we look forward to wherever you're playing stand-up comedy next. We'll get into that. And you can always stay tuned to Funny 820 and find out where Scott and Patrick and Manolis are going to be as they tour around and entertain audiences, and they do it every Friday right here on Funny 820. It's Friday at 4:20 on Funny 820. I'm Mike Neighbors. Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk to you in 7 days.